Sup nerds, here's Brandon. He's going to give us his MetalGarurumon deck profile.
Starting with the Tamers, we're going Buka. He's your banned, or not banned, but you're limited to one Tama, so of course you play it. And then 3 Tsunamons to go with it. Only playing 4. Next, actually moving on to the actual level 3s. We are starting with the BT-15 Gabu. The extra draw power is very good. You love seeing this guy as much as possible. Also, giving yourself blocker can come up in some situations. BT-5 Gabumon, you only play 2 of him. He searches, grabs Omni, grabs Garu, very good. Next, for the X Antibodies, we are playing 2 of the original BT-9 Gabu X and 1 of the limited to 1 EX6 Gabu X. Honestly, this card could probably come back to 4. I don't think it's doing anything in this meta. Come on now. Yeah. So you're going to be searching cards off these. Either you hard play them or you Evo on top of them. Either way. If you're wondering, it's not that many rookies, it's because we're actually playing 3 copies of Biomon. Not only is it a blocker, but it also gives jamming as an inheritable. And if this deck has access to jamming, you don't really need the battle protection unless you're going against like a Magna X and you need to worry about their blocker. So, very good. Next, we're running 3 copies of BT-15 and 3 copies of Promo. Draw 1, plays Matt for cheap. Draws when you have Matt on the board, and then not once per turn draw when you're attacking. So next, we do of course play 3 of the X Antibodies and 1 of the Garu X. This card cannot come back. I understand that. It's too good. You get the memory, you get all the draws, you get to fill your trash, plus the battle protection, and this is just your standard generic battle protection where you ditch 2 of the same source number to prevent the deletion. The level 5s, I went for a little more toolbox. So I'm running currently 2 Sagittarius. This is to counter Nume's wide boards or any deck that just wants to spam out level 3s. You can just bounce multiple of them. Then we're of course playing the 1 EX1. When you Evo into him, you get to draw an extra card, which is very nice. Triggers off Matt. And then when attacking as the inheritable, if you have 8 or more cards in hand, gain a memory. That can help pay for your Were X. And then of course the best level 5 in the deck is your Were Garu promo. You will just win games if you see this card. Enough said. He swings, unsuspends, and then security check +1 is the inheritable if you have 8 or more cards in hand. Super easy. I'm playing 1 copy of the Were X original, the BT-9. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, being able to bounce the level 4 is very nice, and coming out and unsuspending, but missing out on that inheritable kind of really feels bad. So it's only a 1 of. If it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, whatever. Then 2 copies of Were X from EX5. This is the really good one. Not only does he unsuspend by trashing 2 cards in hand, and then you get to recycle a card with X Antibody or Garu in name. You also get the unsuspend as the inheritable, which makes your level 6 swings so good. Speaking of level 6, we're still running 3 of the BT-15. He stuns cards when he comes out. He has evade, and then he alterns once per turn when he unsuspends. Or once per turn, he'll come out. When he suspends, he'll unsuspend. All turns. Sorry, mouthful. We are running 1 copy of MetalGaru EX1. This is for, like, Numemon, honestly. If you see this, this effect is not a once per turn. So if you swing with him and you're able to unsuspend with him, if you have a Tamer, and if you have 8 or more cards in hand, you can bot deck any card with an on-deletion effect. So you can bot deck their important pieces. And again, if you have the Were X underneath him, you can unsuspend, do it again. Being able to bot deck 2 of their important pieces is actually very important. Only 2 copies of MetalGaru X. Bounces lowest levels whenever he unsuspends, once per turn. And he gives himself blocker the turn he comes out. And then, of course, Blitz Omni, it's Blitz Omni. Death X, it's Death X. 4 copies of Matt. You can play him for cheap with the BT-15 Garu, which is why we're playing 3 of him, just some more chance of seeing that Garu specifically. But, of course, when he comes out, he searches top 3, you grab a Garu or a Gabu, and then once per turn, when you gain a card in hand through an effect, you can tap this to gain a memory, which is, of course, very nice. And then 1 Davis. It's Davis. He's a memory setter. He searches blue cards. We like that. Next, 4 copies of Mental Training. It's your training card. You like to be able to cheap Evo. It's very nice. You search 2 cards. Very nice. One Great Maelstrom. The reason I'm playing this instead of the Full Moon is this bot decks it. It just gets it out of the game. And being able to make this a 6 cost instead of a 9 cost by just tucking a level 3 from your hand under a stack is actually very nice. So that's why we play that. Sean's Bane. We have the high-speed plug-in D. Because you can just give something unblockable and jamming for the turn. So if they have a Magna X on the board, this is your out. This is like your one true out to Magna X. Unless you just have generically enough swings to where the Magna X blocks don't matter. But 9 times out of 10, just making yourself unblockable just wins you the game. And then 2 Protoforms. Protoform's nice. Being able to recover if your opponent tries to remove your stack can sometimes come up. And evoing for 1 cheaper with your Wear X and your Metal X does come up as well. But I'm kind of still testing it. I don't know how I feel about it. The original X Antibody still feels really good. And it also gives you access to Omni X. You can't really play Omni X if you're not playing the normal X Antibody because you can't swing and then go into it. So we'll see how it is. But we're playing these decks in the regional, so we'll see how they go. I'm not expecting like super good results, but I'm here for a fun time.
Speak for yourself.
So if you guys like this, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.